I don't know how you feel personally about yourself, but when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, do you love who you look at? You know, do you love yourself enough to say, hey, that's an awesome person right there? Well, if you don't, that's what I want to talk about today, because if you're not feeding your brain, positive messages, knowledge, if you're not eating well, those can really be detrimental to the way that you think about yourself on a day-to-day basis. Let me get home real fast, and Corey and I are going to sit down and talk with you guys about that. We'll see you in a second. Hello. Hi. Hello. Okay. So we're back to talk to you about what's going on in here. What are you feeding your brain? What's going on in there? Are you feeding yourself discipline, positivity, and are you giving yourself goals and dreams? What are you doing? Because a lot of that, as an alcoholic or as an addict, we didn't do any of that. We surrounded ourselves with people that caused drama, people that fed us, spiritual maladies like drugs, and we're negative all around about life and the things that they wanted to accomplish.
People that would co-sign on my negativity too, just allow me to wallow in my self-pity rather than being like, hey, maybe if you do something different, your mindset will change.
And a lot of that has to do with just the simple things like changing your vocabulary. And we talked about that in one other video about instead of saying, I gotta go to work tomorrow, well, you know what? I get to go to work tomorrow. After changing your vocabulary, it could be as easy as what you eat in the morning. It's not just about your thought process, but also about your daily habits, your rituals that sort of build you up and motivate you to accomplish your day. Is there something that you do every day that kind of keeps you motivated?
I listen to music in the morning. That gets me, I don't deal very well with just silence. So I put on maybe some pop music or something, just something upbeat and fun, that way while I'm doing my, morning routine, I have something going on, and, it just gets me pumped for my day.
Sure. My thing is a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the grocery store or the gas station to grab a Red Bull, which we still do from time to time, a cup of coffee to me it's better for you, and it doesn't give me the shakes like a Red Bull or something. And when I drink it, I feel like I'm just ready to start my day. When you fill your body with things like, vegetables and meat and good things that are healthy, your body tends to react the same way. Just like a perfectly good night of sleep. 8 hours of sleep is a wonderful thing, and we don't always get that.
I do.
You do. She does. Yeah, she falls asleep before I do. But when we get those good sleep cycles, that good energy from nourishment, of good food, vitamins and things, our bodies feel better. And believe it or not, that affects the way we think about stuff too. So when we are filling ourselves with nutrients, the next step is to surround ourselves during the day with that kind of positivity. Are you talking with people that put you down during the day with a lot of negativity? Do you have people like that at work?
Not so much. There's days, there's days where it just seems like one person's in a crap mood, and then if that one person comes in with a bad attitude, it seems like the whole office kind of just dwindles into that same just negative space. And luckily I have my little bubble up front, so I can there's times where I've actually shut the door to my office so that I don't have to hear it. I just stay in my own little bubble, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to be happy today anyway, because that's who I am. Yeah.
I fall back into that hole sometimes of negativity. And a lot of that's with social media, watching the news. If you're watching CNN in the morning or Channel 6, you know that a lot of bad stuff's going on out there. And if that starts your day, it's probably ruining a lot of the charisma that could be going on up here. I like to start my day by just being in the now, not with the negativity that's going on out there in the world, but just here with, somebody that I love, or downstairs just, getting ready. And that my ritual in the morning is pretty simple. I shut off my alarm about 8 different times, which she hates, yeah. But then I get going and I get moving, and the first thing I do is I pop in a podcast, something about, maybe about YouTube or, about sobriety talks, people that talk about, their daily life and what they do to stay away from their vices. Things like that are positive for me. Do you have any other things other than music that keep you going during the day?
I mean, there's a lot of times where, something will happen, like I'll send you a message or, my group of friends that are positive people, I'll just start messaging somebody and, I can't pick up the phone and talk at work, but even just texting and getting myself out of, whatever it was that happened is very beneficial to me.
Yeah, and I think for addicts, folks like us that are trying to stay sober all the time, I still have things that I'm working on, like nicotine. I still smoke. Cigarettes are really hard to put down. And for some reason, alcohol was one of those, I dropped it and I haven't gone back. But with cigarettes, I still seem to I'll quit for 3 or 4 days. I say quit. And then
It just doesn't buy any.
Yeah, I don't buy any for a couple of days. And then I get that itch and I got to go get it, right? And really, with any vice, the longer you stay away from it, the less you need it. I have yet to drop that, and that's something I'm working on. I think we're both actually working on that. But any other things?
Can't go to nursing school smelling like cigarettes.
Yeah, we have small rituals that keep us positive and keep us moving in our lives, but we've surrounded ourselves with so much positivity that it's really hard to fall back in anywhere. Our home is a great place for not just positive thinking, but just love and behind closed doors, she and I have developed a character together as a team that just works well. Communication and good eating and a little bit of exercise here and there. We're social, but we're not so social that we're out there sharing our business. We don't have a lot of drama going on. Sorry, cats getting in the picture. If you're staying next to people that are causing a lot of drama, that's going to feed into your personal life. Yeah. Other people's drama really does come into your own place.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think that's one thing that you and I have kind of curbed.
Yeah.
With being at home, this is our safe space. We get along great. We work together as a team. Like you were saying about the rituals. The first thing that we do every day when I get home from work, we sit down. Even if you're playing on your phone, you put your phone down and we sit down and we just talk about how our day was. So that ritual has been really cool. But instead of, getting on the phone and talking to 15 different people and, getting into everybody else's drama, we kind of just stick to ourselves.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing to be alone. Part of feeding yourself, positive thinking, good nutrients, good night's sleep, knowledge, a lot of that has to do with separating yourself from a lot of people. It's not a bad thing to be comfortable by yourself. And if you're afraid of doing that, it gets easier over time. You've just got to dabble in it a little bit more and a little bit more. It doesn't mean you have to be completely alone. Don't isolate yourself. But find people that are in tune with how you're thinking, Find people that are positive, that love life, and just want to see you get better. And that's one of the main reasons we've never dabbled in or gone backwards in our lives towards our vices.
Yeah.
We have a good foundation of a relationship that's really kept us strong together. And I think another great point is that if you do have people in your life that are I don't want to say enabling, but if they're feeding negativity, people always feed off of other people that are doing well. When you're not doing those bad things anymore, and you're being productive, and you start to do something different that's having a good effect on your life, other people will see that. And not to say that all people are negative, but they will want a piece of what you have. And it's okay to share positivity and happiness, but people tend to feed with sarcasm and negativity. And just remember that that's a reflection of themselves. The negativity that people share often enough is because they just don't have anything better to do. And you don't have to feed on that at all.
And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm, Miss Sunshine and Rainbows all day, every day, because I'm not. There's a lot of times that I still do struggle with, insecurity and, self-esteem or,
Sure.
Just, things that have happened in the past that, I guess that plays into the insecurity and self-esteem. And, I will get in a negative mind frame about it, because I'll start just thinking and thinking and thinking. But then you're really good about being like, no, talk about it. What's going on? So, I'm not going to sit here and say that every day is perfect because
Sure.
it's not. I still have my faults. I still have a lot of character defects, but I work on them.
Yeah. Make sure you're feeding yourself in both a spiritual sense and a physical sense. Get out there and do some exercise. And that doesn't mean you got to go run 3 miles, but get out in the sun, get some vitamin D. Enjoy a good meal. A good meal can change everything about a day. If you get home and you've got some food that you can cook, the type of preparation that goes into a home cooked meal, followed by the results of your labor, the fruits of your labor that you get to eat, this one puts a lot of time and effort into the meals that we make. And when you get to sit down and consume a positive, good tasting meal, it takes every negative. You just forget about everything to have a full stomach. I absolutely love the food that we cook. We make good meals.
And honestly, cooking is like a healthy outlet for me.
True.
There's times, and you definitely reap the benefits of, because that's, like I said, that's a healthy outlet for me. Like the other night, 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, I'm going to jump up and make brownies because I started to get into my head about something, and I'm like, no, I need to stop that. So I need to, put my focus onto something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got up and made brownies from scratch because why not? It's better than dwelling in here.
And the dopamine that you get from finishing a task, accomplishing a goal, those are wonderful things, and it also creates a level of discipline. It's just a constant battle day to day for folks like us who are addicts to not go backwards into that mindset and mind frame where we isolate from other people and we just start digging a hole of bad habits. But when you have a good foundation and you really build a sense of discipline in your life, whether that be through a morning or evening ritual and routine, then you start to really develop a sense of self-worth, confidence, happiness, and you stop chasing those old vices that just numbed you to everything. You really do have a gift around you that is life. And if you do some of those things that we talked about, you really will change not only the people around you, but just your surroundings. Any and everyone can dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves in. If we can do it,
Yeah.
it's more than possible.
Yeah. My biggest thing today is not surrounding myself with negativity. There are people very close to me, that I have to take in small doses because of their negativity. They're not people that I would just cut out of my life because they're very dear to me, but I have to balance that time with them because it's easy for me to get in that state of mind, and if I'm surrounding myself with it, then I'm just going to fall right back into that. And if I fall into that negative state of mind for too long, who knows what might happen, and I'm not willing to risk that today.
Having balance is a really great suggestion. Finding a balance between home life, work life, being a social butterfly, and spending some time alone. That balance needs to be there. And if you can find that magical balance, you come and find me because I'd love to know what that is. I work on that every day. Anyway, a healthy mind is a healthy life. And we try to reverberate that through the channel, and we hope that you're doing okay out there. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.